welcome back to my channel. I'm not gonna say that I am back because I've been the worst when it comes to uploading on here, but it feels really good to be sitting here talking to you. It's been so long and there's a lot that I want to say. In my last video, I left it on a high note and things have been a little bit rocky since then. Motherhood has had its ups and downs for me. I mentioned this before, but everyone that has continuously reached out to me, thank you. People that have just been checking in on me, or if they've come across one of my videos for the first time and they related to it, thank you. Those messages still make my day. I have been wanting to film this video for a very long time. I haven't seen you since Grayson was not even 3 months old. So like I said, there's a lot that's been going on. First off, Grayson is great. He is thriving. He's a happy boy. He turned 10 months today. He is so big, you guys. I'm not gonna cry, but he's about to turn a year soon. And I can't believe it just went by so fast. I practically have a toddler right now, you guys. He's a wild child, okay? He is on the move. He's throwing tantrums. He yells at me, but he has this fiery, sassy personality, and that just makes him, you know? And yeah, he's been a lot of fun. He's expressing himself a lot. He says mama, he says dada, he says ball, and he says moo and ba. He loves saying ba, like any animal he sees, like ba ba, like because that was the first sound that I taught him. So literally every animal to him is ba ba ba. It's so cute. As far as food, he is such a champ. In the beginning, we were doing baby-led weaning, and we still are, but in the very beginning when he turned 6 months, we were doing it for a little bit, and then it kind of scared me, so I switched off to purees, but he wasn't feeling the purees at all. So we just stuck it out with the baby-led weaning, and he does so good with food. Like, I have so much confidence in him now. He does so well. He's got 4 teeth. For the longest time I thought when is his teeth coming in, because he had no teeth. So his bottom 2 came through, I want to say almost 2 months ago, and then his top 2 are coming in right now, and he just looks so cute. So yeah, Grayson's great. I wrote down some bullet points on my phone that I want to cover. So the first one is my pumping journey. I want to let you know how that has gone or went. So I actually stopped pumping, you guys, at 7 months postpartum. Originally I wanted to get to a year, but the more mobile Grayson was getting and just needed more attention, it was really hard to pump, 4, 5, 6, 7 times a day. So I had to stop because it was hard. Like, when my husband's working, I don't have anyone to help me. So yeah, I made the decision to stop at 7 months, and ever since then he's been exclusively on formula, and he's done great on it. It took us a few different brands to get to one that his tummy was able to tolerate. So the one that he's drinking is Bobby, and I can't believe we're almost done with that chapter. He's about to switch over to whole milk, which is insane to me, and I'm a little nervous. I'm really nervous to make that transition, but we'll see. I'm sure it'll be fine. But One thing that I want to talk about is the transition that I went through when I stopped pumping. That was extremely hard for me. It was hard emotionally and physically. Emotionally, because it had become such a part of my life at 7 months. In the beginning, obviously as a brand new mom, I was trying to figure it out, and every day I told myself, oh, I'm gonna quit, and I stuck it out, and yeah, it just became a part of me, and it made me happy knowing that Grayson was growing. And yeah, I can go like on a whole tangent about that, but yeah, that was pretty much like the emotional aspect. And then the physical, I feel like no one talks about this. Like, I had to do research on this because I thought like I was going crazy, but the hormone drop that comes from stopping, breastfeeding, pumping, is insane. Oh my gosh, I'm like still dealing with that till this day, trying to figure out like what is going on. So okay, sorry, let me backtrack a little bit. So in my last video, I told you guys that I had postpartum depression like the first like 2 months, I would say, of Grayson's life, and then I was thriving. Everything was great. Once I stopped pumping, you guys, I feel like all those feelings came back, like the depression and the anxiety. I'm still dealing with that still. That has been so hard, but I just felt like, especially like the first 2 weeks from weaning, my hormones were just all over the place. Like, I was very up and down. So what I ended up doing, I didn't want to contact my high risk doctor because like he's not like your standard OB, right? So I was on the hunt for a new OB, found someone, decided to make an appointment with her, and I mentioned to her my symptoms. I said, hey, listen, like ever since I stopped breastfeeding my son, I feel a shift in my moods, my hormones. I just feel very off. I was feeling very lethargic too. And I was gaining weight like crazy. Like, all the weight that I had lost post baby, I gained everything back. So yeah, I was mentioning this to her, and she was like, I think it's just postpartum depression. I'm gonna write you a prescription for Zoloft. And let me tell you, like, I have the prescription till this day and I haven't taken it, but that's like another story. I don't want to go off on a tangent. Anyways, I told her, I don't know. Can you do some blood work? Can you check my hormone levels? So that's what she ended up doing. We did blood work that day, which I should have scheduled for another day looking back, because I didn't fast. Some things were slightly elevated that normally aren't elevated when you're fasting. So anyways, so I get a call from her office later on that week, and the girl tells me, the receptionist, yeah, we got your blood results back. Your hormones look abnormal. This is looking like PCOS. And I'm like, PCOS? Like, that's so random. Why would I, like, what are you talking about? So she said, we want you to come in for an ultrasound just to see what's going on in your ovaries, and we'll take it from there. So went in for the ultrasound, and I have a bunch of cysts in my ovaries. If you look up PCOS string of pearls, I'm gonna insert a picture right here. That's exactly what my ovaries look like. So my OB confirmed that I have PCOS, and till this day I'm like very, very confused. And she just kind of left me at that. I told her, okay, well, what can I do about it? She was like, yeah, you can get on birth control and that'll regulate your symptoms and your cycle. And I'm like, my cycle doesn't need to be regulated. Like, at this point, I keep saying at this point, but whatever. At this point, like, I had a regular period. My period came back in January, I think, and it's been regular ever since. So like, I don't need my cycle to be regulated if it's already regulated. I don't need extra hormones in my body. I just didn't want to be on birth control, and I mentioned that to her. And she was like, well, like it is what it is. Like, do your research, and if you have questions, just send me an email. That was it. So I got home, I was so confused. And I sent her an email with a bunch of questions. I said, what kind of PCOS do I have? What kind of doctor do I need to be seeing? How can I manage my symptoms? And she never responded back to me. That is so frustrating. If you've been with me for a while, then you know my history of really bad doctors. And that, oh, I'm never going back there again. Since then, I just started doing a bunch of research. I ended up calling my high-risk doctor, and I asked the receptionist there if they can recommend anyone that has experience with PCOS. So she referred me to an endocrinologist. So I ended up seeing her, and the appointment went great, but I just wish that she had done further testing, because all she really did was look at my paperwork from my visit with my OB. Like, I feel like anyone could have done that. I don't know. But she said, it looks like you have a mild case of PCOS. Your blood work looks fine. Like, your hormones don't seem abnormal. Your insulin levels are high, but that's normal if you've eaten something in the day, if you didn't fast for your blood work. And then she just said, follow a clean diet, exercise, and if the time comes that you want to try for a baby, if you're having trouble conceiving, then you can see me. So where I'm at now, I guess I have PCOS. In my gut, I feel like that's not what I have. Yes, I have cysts in my ovaries, but I just don't think it's PCOS related. So I think what I'm gonna do, tomorrow is Monday, I'm gonna call the surgeon / OB that did my laparoscopy when I had that dermoid cyst. I'm gonna call him. That's what I should have done in the first place. I don't know why I didn't do that. But that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give him a call and see if he can fit me in and get a second opinion. But I just want to list some of the symptoms that I've been having in case anyone else is experiencing the same thing. So I wrote down here that once I stopped pumping, I felt like my hormones were all over the place. I was feeling depressed and anxious all the time, heart palpitations, dizzy spells. I also did get COVID back in February, so I don't know, which was like literally right after I stopped pumping, like maybe the week after I stopped pumping. So I don't know if it's like a combination of that, like long COVID symptoms. I have no idea. It's chronic fatigue. Like, I am tired all the time, no matter how much I sleep. Granted, I'm not getting the best sleep because my son doesn't sleep that well. But I feel like I'm more tired now than I was in the newborn phase, and I don't think that's normal. Yeah, I just feel very off, very like in a fog. That's the best way I can describe it. I feel like I am in this fog and I'm desperately trying to get out of it. And I don't know, I really hope that someone can figure this out for me. I'm taking so many supplements and I'm nourishing my body. I'm doing all the steps. Doing all the steps for 3 months now. Nothing's working, so yeah, that's been really, really frustrating. I also saw my primary doctor who did a physical. Of course, everything came back normal, but I told her, you know, I'm still having these symptoms. And she just said, oh, well, you know, you just have to eat healthy and you just have to exercise, take a probiotic. Like, I'm doing all these things. I am doing all these things, but she did suggest that I see an allergist to do a food sensitivity test to see if there are any foods that are causing inflammation, because that's been happening. Every time I eat something, my stomach just gets very, very bloated. My face gets bloated. So I don't know if it's something in my diet. And she also wants me to go back for an EKG. because of the heart palpitations and dizzy spells. She just wants to make sure that it's not something like heart related. So yeah, so I'm doing that 2 weeks from now. So yeah, that's how things have been as far as like my health goes. Mentally, like, I don't know, I'm still kind of struggling. I did end up finding a therapist and I was going to therapy and it was going well, but the location was just really far, and I don't want to do virtual meetings. It was also out of network with my insurance. I prefer something that's within network. I'm on the hunt right now to find someone, but it's been really hard. Every time I call someone, they're like not taking any more patients. So I definitely know that I need to go back to therapy, and as far as medication goes, I don't know, I might be open to it again because I don't know, motherhood has been really hard and I really don't want to cry on here because I feel like I cry in like every video, but it's just been very, very lonely. I don't have a village. I am the village. I'm lonely. I don't have a lot of friends. You know, people that I thought would be there once my son was here, like, don't even reach out. There's people in my life that have only seen the baby once. There's people in my life that haven't seen the baby at all. And that's really, really sad. And I know other moms go through that. It's just, I feel like it's something that's not talked about. It really sucks. You know, you think you're gonna have all these people there for you. And then, yeah, you have a baby and they just don't, yeah. So yeah, you guys, that's what's been going on. I'm glad I finally had the courage to sit down and talk. I really hope that I'm able to post again. It's really hard. I am a stay-at-home mom full-time, and I just don't always have time for myself. So yeah, we'll see. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you have any questions on anything, if you are on the same boat as I am, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I always have my Instagram link below, so feel free to reach out to me. Yeah, I'm here for you. So with that being said, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you in my next video.